What's going on, jokers? Welcome to the first episode of Newb, well, the first character episode, and we're going to start off with my boy
Shang Tsung.
And he has three variations, of which we kind of cover a little bit. Now, the first one, it's a zoning one. It's the one with the fireballs and the horizontal ones and the ones that come up out of the ground. And I think the other one, like his basic stuff, was like the corpse drop. I didn't do a lot of that. I was kind of focused on just the variation here, and I changed that up and further along down the line. This is the first one, right? First video. So here I'm kind of just like seeing what his buttons do, what different pokes do, anything that I like. Like here I'm just looking for like what strings work off the buttons that I like to use, which strings give me crushing blows, and just pretty much things like that. Right now I'm just kind of not trying to do a whole lot of combo stuff, but let me see what combos I can do if I do this. Probably I'm not actually going to do in the matches because I'm learning the character, but I just want to see what I can do, just without a whole lot of things to go off of. I'm not looking too much into what like frame traps and things like that. It's more or less like, okay, what are these buttons? Like Shang Tsung has a lot of buttons that I actually like. They reach along. And the problem with those buttons is you have a lot of startup, which is usually the case, right? Well, not a whole lot of startup, but a lot of startup compared to other things. Like if your startup of your move is like 10 frames and the average startup of a move that is deemed to be fast is like 6, in this game it's like 6, 7. So if yours is 10, in a situation where both players are neutral and they press a button at the same time, your button is going to get beat out. So when I see that for Shang Tsung, I gather like, oh well, he doesn't seem like he wants to be in your face. He's pretty much like a mid-range zoning character, which is supported by his variations and the special moves. I mean, that's not to say that you can't ever play him up close, but he seems to excel in mid-range, whereas characters with faster buttons will be better up close. So this is just me going by what I know and what I see in Shang Tsung. Seems like a defensive character, good zoning. He has that like running overhead, a little bit of a mix-up in the move forward, unless they the difference between the forward 3 and forward 4. But not like there's a whole lot of mix-ups going on. Like you're pretty much gonna be zoning people out and punishing their mistakes. Just usually what I do. So it's kind of fitting that I start off with a zoning character that kind of has a lot of the things that I look for in a character to begin with. Aside from looking cool as fuck, it's Shang Tsung. Like, come on now. Here I was trying to see what I could do with the eruptions. So mind you, I'm not looking at online guides or any of the players. I'm just like in the training room. Let me see what I can do by myself before I go play some ranked matches. And later down the line, if it's a character that I'm really into, then I'll start looking into frame traps and pressure and what pros are doing, how's it looking in tournaments, things like that. I try not to get too attached when I know that I'm trying out a bunch of different characters. So there's that. And you'll see it a lot when I get into other characters. But as I do play more characters and make more of these, it'll probably be a lot more streamlined. These first episodes are going to be pretty rough. Like I left out the pause menus, if that's something you want. Yeah, I do use the corp drops, but I didn't use them in matches. I took the pause menus out, but if that's something you want to see and want to hear me talk about what I'm looking at when I'm in the pause menus, I can do that. I might actually just leave those in down the line so I can kind of explain more of my thought process when I'm looking at the menus. Because like I said, I'm not looking necessarily for like if I'm playing Street Fighter or something, right? I'll go in like, all right, well, where are the frame traps? Like, where's this and that? But this, I'm kind of just starting off complete. I'm trying to just complete from scratch. I don't know anything. Let's just start with like super basic stuff. It's like, what are my anti-airs? Like, what are things I can do if I get in trouble? Okay, so we're switching variations. Oh, this variation I thought was very interesting, right? Because Shang Tsung, I think that's his back too, and he has like the mist around his feet. Is a really cool move. It's like it doesn't have like crazy startup, but if you can use it at the right time, it's like one of those get off of you moves. Because after you do the back two, you can do 1-1-2, I believe, and you pretty much push them like full screen. But this one was interesting to me. Like, I didn't play too much with that fireball. Oh, that's actually an attack string. I thought that was cool. I was like, yo, I get this now? This is cool as shit. So I didn't use it in the matches, I don't think, because I kind of forgot about it. But I thought that was really cool. Like, that's a projectile, but it's like an attack string. His regular red fireball is replaced with his green fireball, which was a little bit faster that I liked, and you get a knockdown. And if you have his little pallbearer urn while you're out, you can, well, like however much damage you deal with your soul powers goes up to the urn, and you can actually gain life back. So I was like, yo, that's kind of sick. Like, that's like the ultimate keep away. And the like soul orb that I was using, I didn't go into too much depth with that, so I wasn't entirely sure, what to do with it. At this point, I was leaning more towards the first one because of the eruptions, which is like, Shang Tsung's staple. He always had the eruptions, and I believe his fireball, if you get hit by the second one, you get a crushing blow. So I was like, oh well, this is crushing blow. Yeah, that's me vibing. I like to record the videos like this because I can just do my own thing over there. And then, I can just talk about it without trying to, learn and work at the same time. Shapeshifter, I really liked a lot. I didn't use the smoke ability a lot, but and I really like the super kick, right? But I really like this because of the slide was cool. But anyway, I really like this because of the Ermac lift, because I'm very much into like, all right, well, how do I anti-air? Uppercuts don't always work, like you're not always in range. But with the Ermac lift, if you make a good enough read, or if you have a good enough reaction, depends on a lot of things, you can just like stop whoever walks into that space. Like, you can walk into that space, you're done. Like, you jump in that space, you're done. I grabbed you. You use a string or an attack that moves you forward too far, and I Ermac lift you, you're done. Damage. You can meter burn it, EX it, and you can get a combo off of it. So I was like, man, I think this is the one. But I think for the most part, I played Shapeshifter, and I believe the first one is called Sorcerer, for the most part, because I was just like, alright, well, this is going to be a zoning character. Let me try to make sure I'm doing the actual zoning, But that's, pretty much my whole process on how I'm going to be doing these videos, and what I was thinking about when I was starting doing, see me, I'm with the Ermac lift with Shang Tsung, and like kind of break down like the basic game plan. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna try to zone, and I'm gonna try to make sure I get my crushing blows in, because the mainstream use of crushing blow is like for whiff punishing or counter poking, which I like to do. So any excuse for me to do it, I'm gonna make sure I do it. Like, oh, if I get a good counter hit on this, I'm gonna get a crushing blow, so I'm gonna fucking do it. And so it's gonna be a lot of that. The next couple of videos, probably going to be 3 videos on just Shang Tsung. It's going to go over the 3 different rank sets that I did with him. Not like I said, I think it was only Sorcerer and Shapeshifter, but I'm not 100% sure which variations I went with in those ranked matches. It's been a while, which is great for me because I can just re-look at these videos with, like, fresh eyes on them, and then just rip myself apart. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of the first block of this. You got 3 more videos to look through. There's gonna be some matches, we're gonna do some commentary and talk about some stuff. So hopefully you stick around and we can grow together, jokers. Alright, catch y'all later in the next video, actually.